All right, this class is going to have a whole lot of hip opening today. We're taking this toward 8-angle or Astavakrasana. If you're not familiar with the pose, don't worry about it. I'll go through a long demonstration once we actually do get into the point. But the whole thing is, it requires a lot of opening through the inner thighs and definitely give the hamstrings quite a bit as well. So just be ready for that. And keep in mind, that's definitely going to affect the variations of the poses we take on the way to get there. Now, I have two demonstrations before, I have one big demonstration before we begin. What's going to happen once we get into the main part of the flow, every sequence is going to lead you to the front of the mat at the very end. And at first, I'm just going to cue this into a regular crow. And then I'm going to give you the option, cueing this right afterwards, coming into this flying lizard shape, which is basically just a very uncomfortable variation of crow, but it requires a lot of activation on the inner thighs and a good bit of hip opening. It's going to help you when we come into 8 angles. So that's the whole point of coming into that, keep in mind. So to get into this, you're going to be at the front of the mat at the end of the flow. You're going to be in a forward fold. And then as usual, coming into crow, you're just going to set your hands down about shoulder width, dig your fingertips into the floor, keep your grip, lift your heels, touch your knees to your arms, and then look forward, lean forward, just go slow. And if this is about all you're up for, just stay leaning and take as much weight in your hands as you can. Keep looking forward and stay tense. Now, if you're going to balance this pose, keep leaning forward and try to lean so that your feet lift up together. Big toes to touch, heels to your seat, take that to where you can. And you can take whatever variation of crow you like. You can bring the knees up higher toward the armpits. You can set the knees wide of your arms if you like. But just feel it out and take whatever variation of the pose you can hold. Now, if you're interested, immediately after that, I'm going to drop out of crow and then cue this flying lizard shape. Now, the setup for this is still going to be with your hands down, but you're going to have one of your legs wrapped around one of your arms. So I'm going to bring my left leg around my left arm, left foot between my hands from the front, and right knee on my right arm from behind. Now, you got to have your hands down flat because everything from here is basically crow. Now, what you do first is you lift the left foot, lift the front foot and squeeze that arm. Squeeze tight, keep that leg active, and you probably don't have any choice. But then just look forward, lean forward, keep gripping, lift the back foot, and that's just like crow. And you can always just stay here with that front leg engaged as much as possible. Now, if you want to take things further, you can even go further with this and extend that back leg all the way back. Just be sure your elbow stays pulled in like chaturanga. And it's kind of hard to get out of this. So usually you just have to drop this down and then come into plank for your vinyasa. Now, if you want to take it further, you can pull that back knee in. See about unthreading the front leg, which is tough. Woo! And then maybe bring it up to crow. And you can jump it back to chaturanga if you like, or just step it back. But we'll move through the vinyasa from there. So just keep that in mind and take that as far as you're ready today. So to get this started, let's go ahead and begin in Baddha Konasana. So that's going to be soles feet together, knees out wide. And when you set this up, I want you to set this up in a way that you can sit this upright without a whole lot of effort, without needing to use your hands necessarily. So if your hips are a little bit tighter, if your knees are more than a couple inches up off the floor the way mine are, I'm going to recommend you slide your feet away from you, make a longer diamond shape with your legs, and you're trying to tilt your pelvis forward so you can actually stay upright without a whole lot of extra effort. Now relax around the hips, let your knees settle toward the floor. Go ahead, bring your hands down to your sides just for a little bit of support. You're not really pressing down too much. But then pull into the belly, round the low ribs, and sit this up tall. Reach straight up to the top of your head. Bring your chin in just a little bit and lengthen the back of your neck. Release the shoulders down. And then just close your eyes. So just give yourself a moment to settle in here like this. Let your mind quiet down. And then just start to deepen your breathing here. So with the inhales, pull in as much air as you can. Try to fill up your lungs. Hold on to all that breath at the top. When you exhale, constrict the back of your throat. So slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe. When you're ready, take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just open your eyes. And then just keep sitting this up tall and take things slow. With your next inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reaches up high again. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center again. Inhale, reaches up high. Now with the exhale, this time twist to your right side. Right hand to the floor behind, left arm outside your right thigh. Now sit this up tall. Extend the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Look over your right shoulder. Use your left arm, press it into the right leg. And as you're twisting, try to pull the left knee down toward the floor. With your next inhale, turn to center. Reach your arms high. And then with the exhale, twist to your left. Left hand to the floor behind, right arm outside your left thigh. And again, sit this up tall, crown of the head toward the ceiling. Look back over your left shoulder. Use that right arm, press it into your left leg, and just breathe with this here. Try to pull that right knee down. With your next inhale, turn to center, reach up high. Now the exhale, just bring the hands down through heart center. Down to the floor behind you, just set your feet flat with the knees bent. And just go ahead and twist this a little bit side to side, just to loosen things up. And then bring this back into center. Come back to Astavakrasana. And so that's going to be soles, feet together, knees out wide, and sit this upright with your hands up off the floor. Try to keep your hands lifted here as best you can. And we take this side to side to warm up the hips. So I want you to lean to the right hip, lift your left leg, and keep the knee bent. Now pivot from the hip. Bring the knee down inside the right foot. Just work to sit this upright as best you can. You can always support yourself with your hands, keep in mind. But then lean right, lift your left leg, come back to center, back to Astavakrasana, and over to the left side. Right leg lifts, keep the knee bent, pivot from the hip. Bring the shin down, knee close to your left foot. Try to sit this up tall. And then lean left, switch it out, come back to center. Over to the right side again, lift your left leg, left knee down close to your right foot. Try to sit this upright, curl your toes on both feet. And then come back into center and bring both feet together over to your left side. Right leg lifts, knee stays bent. Bring that knee down close to your left foot. Try to sit this upright and tense up your feet, curl the toes. And then again, switch it out. One more round. Come back over to the right side as you go through center. Lift your left leg, left knee down close to your right foot. Now this time, bring the right hand down to the floor, left hand to your hip. Curl the toes of both feet, kick down. And then just feel this out from here. So as you press into the floor, lift your hips as high as you can. And then sink this back down. Keep the toes curled, kick into the floor, lift your hips, try to squeeze your glutes. Exhale, come back down. One more time, kick into the floor, lift your hips, and then bring it back down. And then go ahead, release, come back to center with both feet together. Take it to your left side. So right leg comes down, right knee close to your left foot, and then left hand to the floor, right hand to your right hip. Now again, keep your feet tense, curl the toes, kick down into the floor, and then lift the hips up high, squeeze your glutes as you come up, and then sink this back down. Keep your feet tense, lift your hips up off the floor again, and then bring this back down. One more time, kick into the floor, lift your hips as much as you can. And then go ahead, bring this back down. And then bring it back to center, back to Astavakrasana. And I'm just turning for the camera here, keep in mind. When you're ready with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring the hands down, take hold of your big toes, and come into the fold. Now you can just keep the feet forward like this or pull the heels in closer. But draw your torso forward and just feel the stretch. Now you can play around with this a bunch of different ways. Maybe just round your spine and bring your head toward your feet. Or maybe push a little bit more extension in your spine, low back forward as you hinge. Now either way, draw the elbows in around your ribs. Maybe use them to press your knees out a little bit wide. And just breathe with this for a moment. Keep your feet pressing in toward each other. Now as you hold on this stretch with your torso still forward, just start to lightly bounce the knees up and down. And just breathe with this for a moment. And then slowly from here, keep that grip, but sit yourself upright. Draw the heels in close, and we're going to take this to a variation of both. So lean back to lift your feet up off the floor. Now the knees are still wide. Draw the elbows in around the ribs. Press your low back forward, keep your core engaged, and stay upright. And just feel out your balance for the moment. Now when you're ready, just bring your right foot out to the side, and then bring it back into center. Keep your torso in place, bring your left foot to the side. Back to center here. Right leg out to the side, maybe take it toward full extension, but as far as you want to go. And then come back into center. Left leg out to the side. And then back to center here. And then start to lift both feet, maybe a little bit. Maybe a lot. Just take this to where you can, still with your torso upright. Press your low back forward, keep your shoulders down, keep your balance here. Now still balancing. Slowly bring your feet back together. Come back to Baddha Konasana with your legs. And then just release your grip. So arms to the sides of your legs. Hold your balance. You can always just stay here and stay still. Now if you want to take things further, separate your feet. Stack the right foot above the left. Knees are still wide. And then just circle the feet one over the other. And just take this back and forth. Now here again, keep your core engaged. Try to keep your torso in place as your legs are moving. And just breathe with this. And then keep circling, but take it in the opposite direction. And then just come back into center. Bring the feet back together. Reach forward. And then pull in even closer. Try to sit this up high. When you're ready here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just go ahead and set your feet down. Now we're going to set this up for a version of reverse tabletop. So feet in front of you, a little bit wider than your hips. So I want you to take a little wider stance than you usually would. And it doesn't have to be too much different for you to feel this. So maybe an inch or more out to either side. Now hands behind your shoulders about shoulder width. Palms down, fingertips forward if you can. You can always rotate your fingers to the sides to back off for the wrists. But either way, press into the floor. Lift your seat up off the mat. And then squeeze the knees in toward each other from the beginning and keep the knees moving in towards center. Now up and down. With the inhale, press your hips up high. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift this up again. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press this up high. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower. Now inhale, press up one more time and hold here. Now keep your glutes squeezing and keep pulling the knees toward each other. Keep breathing. You can look forward, look up, hang your head back, whatever you like, but stay lifted. And then take an inhale. And with the exhale, slowly come back down. And then once you're down, check your hands out for just a moment. And then go across at the ankles. Roll forward, your hands find all fours. And once you take all fours, give yourself a moment here, move around. Stretch your hands, stretch your fingers, let the shoulders and hips move side to side and just feel things out. And just notice where you're loose and where you're tight. Maybe twist a little bit, maybe shake your legs out as well, but move however you like. And then when you're ready, bring it back into center, back to all fours. And we're going to take this a bit farther into the wrist. So I want you to slide your hands in a little bit closer to your knees than usual here, maybe about 2 hands lengths forward. Now with the palms facing down, rotate your hands, fingertips to the side, point in toward your knees as far as you can. And do that with both hands. Now spread your fingers out wide, dig the fingertips into the floor. And just feel that stretch moving through the wrists into the forearms. You can just stay here, maybe just sway a little bit side to side. Now, if you're able to take this further, we'll take this into the hips as well. So for that, step your right foot forward outside the right hand and try to get that right foot past a little bit. And then lean forward. Now, shoulders forward, pull the elbows in, put a bend in the arms, and keep your grip. And then just start to move from the hips, back and forth, side to side, feel things out. And keep pressing your fingertips down as you're moving. And then go ahead, let's switch this out. So press into your hands, bring your right knee down. And same thing on the other side. Step your left foot forward outside the left hand and past it a little bit. Bring your shoulders forward, bend the elbows in toward you, sink down. Keep that grip, start moving to the hips, side to side, forward and back, and feel things out. And then press in your hands and bring this back into center. Bring your left knee down. Now go ahead, come up onto your fingertips, and with the hands close like this, I'm just turning for the camera here, I want you to make your hands into fists. 4 fingers in your palms, thumbs outside. And then with your weight on your legs, as the fists stay clenched, come to the backs of both hands. And then press the hands together like you're punching one hand to the next. Now as you hold that, keep your fingers curled in. Try to straighten your arms as much as you can. And if you want to stay here, this is fine. But if you can, start to move. Take it back and forth. Sink your chest down low to the floor, elbows wide. And then press back upward straight. And just keep taking it back and forth like this. Hands pressed together. Feel that stretch moving through the backs of the hands, into the wrists, up into the forearms. arms. And then the next time you come up the straight arms, just hold here. Keep that tension in your hands with your fingers curled in, feel the stretch. And then just take it side to side. Bring the right elbow down to the floor. And then come back up. Left elbow down. And bring it back up and just keep going back and forth like this. Keep your hands pressed together. Try to straighten your arms a little bit further each time you come back to center. And then go ahead, take another round. Try to finish this lowering to the left side before we come back to center one more time. And try to straighten your arms as much as possible here. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release this. Come up onto the fingertips, down to sitting on your heels. And let's take a moment, shake your hands out. Loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. All right, once the hands are ready, come back into all fours. Rotate the shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And we'll warm things up a little bit further through the hips. So press into your palms, tuck the toes of both feet. And while you hold this, just hover your knees just barely up off the floor. Keep your belly pulled in, keep your core engaged, and keep gripping. And let's take this side to side, a little bit of a twist. So I just want you to bring your right knee forward, touch your left elbow, and then step the right foot back. Left knee to right elbow. Step it back. Right knee to left elbow, and back. Left knee to right elbow. Step it back. Right knee left again. And back, left knee right, and step it back. Now a little bit different, right knee to left elbow, hold here. And then drop your left heel, lift your left hand, open the left side, just stay here, stay balanced. Turn back to center, both hands down and toes to the floor. Left knee to right elbow, hold here. Drop the right heel, lift the right hand, open up to the right side. And then bring it back into center. Right knee to left elbow again. Drop the left heel, lift your left hand, twist to the left side. And then turn back to center, back to all fours. Left knee to right elbow. Drop the right heel, lift the right hand, twist to the right. And then bring this back into center. And then one more time, right knee to left elbow, hold. Drop your left heel, lift your left hand, stay open. And then extend the right leg and stretch your foot. Now with an inhale, press your hips high, reach through your left arm. Keep your glutes squeezing, let your head fall back, keep the right arm strong, and just breathe. Take an inhale. With the exhale, sink back down. Pull back into center, both hands down and back on your toes. Bring the left knee forward, touch the right elbow. Set the right heel, lift your right hand, open your right side. Extend your left leg and set the foot. With an inhale, press your hips high, reach with the right arm. Stay lifted here, keep your glutes squeezing, keep breathing. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just come straight down. Pull the left knee in, turn back to center, back to all fours. And then go set your knees on the floor. Give yourself a moment here, move around again. And then there's one more thing before we move on to the next part of the class. I want you to tuck the toes of both feet, pressing your hands, hover your knees. And now this time, walk your hands back, set your feet flat, heels down. And then heels towards center, toes to the sides. We'll take this to a deep squat. I want you to keep the heels on the floor. So sink your hips down low, and maybe the hips just come down to knee level. That's good enough. If you can take it deeper, go ahead, find your depth, and just breathe for a moment here. Now from wherever you are, we're going to move from this position so the toes stay in the same place, the heels are going to lift. Bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you. And then when you're ready, lift your hips, walk this forward, stretch your body out, touch your knees down. And then walk all the way back in. Set your feet flat and sink back into your squat. Again, fingertips down, walk this forward, stretch things out. Walk it back in, set your feet down flat. And then again, walk it forward, stretch this out, touch your knees down. Come back to center, back to that squat. Now this time, walk it over to the right side, pass the mat, touch your knees down. And then bring it back to center with the heels on the floor. And then walk it out to your left side, touch your knees down. And bring it back to center here. Now bring it over to the right again, stretch this out long. And then come back into center with both feet flat. Walk it out to the left again, knees touch down. And then bring it back into center. And then just walk it straight forward one last time. And then walk it back in, settle deep into that squat and just hold for a moment. If it burns, it's supposed to, keep in mind. We're trying to warm things up. When you're ready, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, fingertips down, hips up high, just shake your legs out and breathe. Now you can just stay here and breathe and relax. And you can take another stretch if you like, but if you're ready, just keep your hips up high, walk your hands forward, and come to your downward facing dog, and just take your time. Now, once you move into position, take a look at how you set this up. Hands about shoulder width distance apart. Now, press your palms down flat. Feel some weight toward the base of your thumbs. Sink your chest down low. And as your chest sinks down, press your hips up as high toward the ceiling as you can. And try to keep that long line in the upper body from the wrist creases through to the hips. Now, hold some tension in your core through the belly, around the low ribs. Keep your hips pressing high. And if your hamstrings are tight, if your legs are tight, go ahead, keep a bend in the knees and let that tension go. You can always stay loose. You can pedal this out and let your hips move side to side. When you're ready, here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just bend the knees, look forward, and step this to the front of the mat. Let's take a ragdoll fold. So feet about hips with distance apart, deep bend in the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs. Let your head hang, let your spine round. And let everything go long and loose here. Let the muscles in your neck relax. Now you can hang your hands to the floor. You can reach to opposite elbows if you like, and maybe shake this side to side to loosen further. And then from wherever you are here, just release any grip that you have. Keep your knees bent to begin, but then restack your spine. So round this up to standing, bring your head up last. And then just open up your palms at your sides. Now, when you're ready, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands down to heart center. Take a moment here to breathe, set an intention. Let your mind clear, find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. With the next inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, slowly fold this forward. So hinge at the hips, start with a straight spine, put a little bend in your knees. Keep your core engaged, move smoothly, and then release this at the bottom. Now with an inhale, lift up halfway, fingertips to the floor to your shins, lengthen forward through the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, bring your hands to the mat and step it back to high plank. Now find your shape, sink the shoulders, palms pressed to the floor. Press the foot away from you, press your spine up toward the ceiling, keep that lift. And then from here, take an inhale. And with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now keep your body in line, pull the elbows into your sides, and take it slow all the way down into your belly. Once you're down, flatten the feet out behind you. Hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. And we'll take this up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, peel this up again. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, peel up one more time. Now just stay lifted here. Keep the lift in the upper body, press into your feet. Take some more all the way out of your hands. Elbows at your sides, pull the shoulders back, keep your gaze forward. And then work to lift this up a little bit higher. Take an inhale. With the exhale, roll back down. Now hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides, press the palms to the floor. And let's take this to upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten your arms. Now pull your chest forward, let your hips hang, stay on the tops of your feet. Keep your legs active, work to lift your knees up off the mat. To take it further, kick your feet down, squeeze your glutes. Try to pull the hips forward to help deepen and lengthen the arc all through the front. Lift with your arms, lift through the shoulders, keep your neck long, keep your chest pulling forward. And then take an inhale. And with the exhale, pull your belly and hips up high, back to down dog. Paddle out. Let your hips move side to side. And we'll take this to our sun salutation, steady movement here. Take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float to the front. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold this down. Now inhale to standing with your arms up high. Exhale, fold this all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift here. And with the exhale, hands to the mat, chaturangas, next high plank to low. Now with an inhale, open up your chest, lift your gaze, up dog or cobra. With the exhale, pull your belly in and bring your hips up high to down dog. 2 more rounds, keep it steady, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to standing, arms reach high. And then with the exhale, bring it back down again. Inhale, lift this up halfway. And with the exhale, hands to the floor, high plank to lows next. With an inhale, open up, pull forward. Exhale, draw back in and bring your hips up. One last round, take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift halfway. With the exhale, fold down. Inhale to stand and reach your arms up high. Exhale, fold this all the way down again. And then inhale, halfway lift here. With the exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga. With an inhale, open up, pull forward. Exhale, draw back in. Bring your hips back up. And just find your downward facing dog and breathe here for a moment. Now from your downward facing dog, inhale the right leg high behind you. And with your right leg lifted, open up to a scorpion dog. Bend your right knee, hang your right foot left. Let the hips open up and keep your shoulders square. With your next inhale, straighten the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, forward, knee to right elbow. Inhale your right leg high. And then exhale, forward, knee to left elbow. Hold here, stay twisted. And then drop your left heel, lift your left hand, open to the left side. Extend your right leg and set the foot. Now with an inhale, press your hips high, reach your left arm, hold this. Keep your glutes squeezing, keep the right arm strong, keep breathing. Take a deep inhale. With the exhale, just sink straight down. Draw the right knee and turn back to center. Left hand to the floor, right foot steps outside the right hand. We're going to take this to a lizard lunge variation. Now while you're down, pressing your palms, sink your hips down low, try to keep that left knee up off the floor. And then look at the right foot. Now curl the toes of the right foot, keep the toes curled up, keep the foot tense. Roll to the outside edge so you can see the sole of the foot underneath. Now as your hips come down low, feel that stretch on the right inner thigh. And just pressing your palms, we're going to take this straight up and down. So the inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press the hips up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift your hips one more time. And then with the exhale, lower and hold here. Now keep that left hip low and pulling forward. And maybe just hold here with that left knee lifted. Now if you want to relax, you can just set the left knee down and that might be fine. If you can take it further, left knee to the floor, but bend the knee and lift the foot. Now if you can take this further still, reach with the right hand, the left hip stays pressed forward. Maybe take hold of the foot and pull the heel toward your seat. Now keep the toes of the right foot curled, keep that knee to the side, and keep your hips low. Just breathe into this. Now from wherever you are here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release any grip. So both hands down, right foot between your hands. Tuck the toes of your left foot, lift your left knee, come into low lunge. And then from here, we're going to open this up to a horse stance. So with an inhale, drop your left heel. Bring your hands to your thighs as you open up to the left side. And just a wide-legged squat. Hips down low, knees out wide, thighs toward parallel with the floor. And then just move around a little bit side to side, feel this out. Now as you're ready, just keep your hips low, sit this up tall. And then bring your hands behind your head, interlace the fingers, palms open, elbows wide, draw the shoulders back and keep your chest open. And then as you hold this, pressing your toes and lift your heels up off the floor. Now keep the heels lifted. And then we're just going to pulse up and down, moving the hips. On my count, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On one, hold for a moment. And then set your heels. Now bring your hands to your thighs with the fingers curled in towards center. You're still in a horse. And then we'll twist this back and forth. So take an inhale. Now with the exhale, turn to the left with your right shoulder down. Inhale up to center. With the exhale, twist this right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist left again. Inhale up to center. And with the exhale, twist right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist left one more time. And then inhale, bring it up to center. And with the exhale, bring both hands down inside your left leg. Now pressing your palms, bring that left knee down to the floor. We're taking a kneeling version of a warrior two. So the left shin crosses the short side of the mat. Bring yourself upright. Everything stacks to vertical from the left knee up. Now look at the right foot. Line this up so that the heel is more or less in line with your left knee. And you can always walk that right foot further forward as long as you can keep that foot flat. The hips stay open to the side of the mat. Take a half bind, left arm behind your back, palm facing away. Keep that shoulder pulled back. Right arm reaches forward with the palm open toward the ceiling. Now keep that right foot anchored and take it back and forth. Inhale, reverse. Reach back, lean back, gaze up high. Exhale, extend it forward. Keep looking up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverses. Now with the exhale, extend forward one more time. Hold here, left shoulder back. And then right arm wherever you like. Now maybe set the right arm on the right leg, but you can probably get the right hand to the floor inside the leg. Keep your left shoulder high. If you want to go deeper, you can bend the right elbow and sink down. If you want to take the full bind, you can reach underneath and find that grip behind you. Wherever you take this to, keep your chest open to the side, left shoulder high, you can still see the ceiling. And if you want to take it even further, you can press into the right heel and lift your toes up off the floor. And that'll be a deeper hamstring stretch. It's just an option, keep in mind. Now from wherever you are, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release the bind. Both hands to the floor around your left knee. Now pressing your palms, come onto your left foot, still facing the side. And then lift your right heel, draw the right knee in close. And you're going to take the weight on the left foot, stay rounded, take hold of your right knee. And bring this all the way up to standing with your right knee high. Now just give yourself a moment. Find your balance here, digging that left big toe. And then if you want ready to take it further, let's move into a standing twist. Right hand to the right hip, left hand outside the right knee. Now stay tall, pull the right shoulder back, open up your chest toward the front of the mat. And this is good enough right here, but if you want to go further, you can reach that left hand to the outside edge of the right foot and maybe extend the right leg. Take this to where you can. Still balancing here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly just turn this back into center. Hands to your hips, right knee lifted. Now with your right hand, take hold of the right knee, pull it out to the side. And then go ahead and reach inside the right leg if you want to take it further here. Now you can always just hold the knee, but if you got the big toe, maybe pull the knee higher. Maybe extend that leg further to the side. Keep breathing. Now still balancing here. Release any grip that you have. Keep the right arm reaching toward the front. Keep the right knee lifted and pointed forward. Look to the front of the mat. Right foot steps forward. Both hands come down. And then step the left foot forward next to the right, forward fold. Now from here, when you're ready, take an inhale, lift up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands, let's take it to crow. Palms down, grip the floor, lift your heels. Bring the knees to touch your arms. Look forward, lean forward. Go slow. You can always just stay leaning. If you're going to balance it, lift the feet up together, big toes to touch, heels to your seat, take that to where you can. Now if you want that flying lizard, go ahead and come down, right leg wraps around your right arm, right foot between your hands from the front, left knee touches your left arm from behind. Now lift the right foot first, squeeze the right arm. Lean forward to lift your left foot. And if you're going to go further, start to extend your left leg back, but keep that left elbow pulled into your side. And just take things to where you can here. When you're ready, go ahead, step it back, fly it back, and take it through your Vinyasa. Once you find your down dog, take a moment, paddle out. And we'll bring all that to the other side. So when you're ready with an inhale, raise your left leg high this time. Now bend your left knee, hang the left foot right, open up your hips, keep the shoulders square, just breathe. With your next inhale, straighten the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale forward, knee to left elbow. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, twist, knee to right elbow, hold here and stay twisted. And then drop the right heel, lift the right hand, open up to the right side. Extend your left leg and set the foot. With an inhale, press your hips up high and reach the right arm. Now again, keep your glutes squeezing, stay lifted, keep your left arm strong and just breathe. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just sink straight down. Pull the right elbow in, draw your left knee in. Turn back to center, right hand to the floor, left foot steps outside your left hand. So back to that lizard lunge variation. Make sure the left ankle's a little bit forward to the left knee. Now sink your hips down low, keep that right knee up off the floor, and then look at your left foot. Now curl the toes of the left foot, keep that foot tense, roll to the outside edge so you can see the sole of the foot underneath, and keep that left knee to the side. Press in your palms, and then let's take this up and down. So with the inhale, press your hips high. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press your hips high. Exhale, sink down and stay down. Keep pulling your chest forward and keep the front of the right side low and long. Now maybe just stay here and this is fine. You can relax the right knee to the floor if you like. Now if you want to go deeper, set the right knee and bend it, lift the right foot. Maybe reach back with your left hand and pull the heel toward your seat, but keep that left knee out to the side and keep the right hip low and forward. Keep breathing. All right, from wherever you are, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, come back to both hands. Tuck the toes of the right foot, lift the right knee, bring that left foot between your hands, low lunge. And then from here to a horse stance. So with an inhale, drop the right heel, bring your hands to your thighs. And as you open to the right side, just move into that wide-legged squat. Heels in, toes out, bring your hips down low, thighs toward parallel with the floor. And then stand this upright as best you can. Now keep your hips low, bring your hands behind your head. Interlace the fingers, palms open, elbows wide, shoulders pulled back, keep looking forward. And then dig into the toes, lift your heels up off the floor, hold this. Now this pulses, hips down and up on my count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the heels. Now you're still in horse, hands to your thighs with the fingers curled in towards center. And let's twist this back and forth, take an inhale. Now with the exhale, twist to the right with your left shoulder down. Inhale up to center. Exhale, twist this left. Inhale up to center. Exhale, twist right again. Inhale up to center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale back to center. Now with the exhale, twist right one more time. Inhale, bring it back up to center. And then bring both hands down inside your right leg. And then pressing your palms, set the right knee down on the floor. Let's take that kneeling warrior two. So right foot flat, right shin parallel to the short side of the mat. Bring yourself upright. Everything stacks to vertical from the right knee up. Now line that left heel more or less with the right knee. And you can always walk that left foot further out as long as you can keep that foot flat. Hips are still pressing to the right side of the mat. Now, half bind with the right arm. Pull that right shoulder back, and then reach your left arm forward, the palm facing up. Keep your left foot anchored on the floor. Inhale, reverse this. Reach back, lean back, gaze up high. Exhale, extend this forward. Keep looking up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverses. Exhale, extend forward one more time. Hold here. Now you can bring that left arm to the left leg or probably get that left hand to the floor inside the leg. Right shoulder stays high. Maybe go deeper, bend the left elbow, sink down. And maybe reach underneath and find the full bind. Take this to where you like. Right shoulder stays high, your chest stays open to the side. Keep breathing. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just release any grip that you have, both hands down. Press into your hands, come up onto the right foot, lift the right knee, and you're still facing the side. Now the weight's on the right foot, draw your left knee in, and as you stay rounded, with both hands, take hold of your left knee. Let's bring this all the way up to vertical. Take a moment here, find your balance, dig into that right big toe. And then once you're ready, move into your standing twist. Left hand to your left hip, right hand outside to your left knee. Now, keep this tall, crown of the head toward the ceiling. Pull your left shoulder back, bring your gaze to your left side. Good enough here, but if you want to go further, right hand to the outside edge of the left foot. Maybe extend that left leg forward. Now slowly, let's turn this back to center. You're still balanced. Left knee lifted, hands to your hips. And then with your left hand, take hold of the left knee. Draw it out to the side. You can just stay like this with the hip open. If you're ready to go further, reach inside the left leg, find the big toe. Maybe pull the knee higher with that grip, maybe extend the leg further. Now from wherever you are, just slowly release that grip. Left knee still lifted, left arm still reaching to the front, look forward. And then step your left foot down. Bring both hands to the floor, right foot forward next to left. Now when you're ready here, take an inhale, lift this up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands down, take it to crow again. Palms down, grip the floor, lift your heels up. Bring the knees to touch your arms. Look forward, lean forward, take things slow. If you get a balance, lift your feet up together. Big toes to touch, heels to your seat, take that to where you can. Now if you want flying lizard, step it down. And then it's left leg around your left arm, left foot between your hands from the front, right knee to the right arm from behind. Now lift your left foot first, squeeze that arm. Lean forward to lift the right. Maybe to stay here or maybe extend the right leg back. Keep that right elbow pulled in. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take it through another vinyasa. Once you find your down dog, take a moment here to breathe. All right, from downward facing dog, we'll take the next sequence. So with the next inhale, raise your right leg high behind it. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, forward, knee to right elbow. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, twist knee to left elbow, hold here. Now stay forward, but pull the right knee over to the right elbow. Bring it through center to the left. Back through center to the right again. Through center to the left side, hold. And then drop the left heel, lift your left hand, open the left side. Extend your right leg, set the foot. With an inhale, press up high, reach your left arm. Now keep your glutes squeezing, keep lifting, keep reaching, and just breathe here. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just sink straight down. Now pull the right knee in, left hand sets, right foot comes forward outside your right hand, another lizard lunge variation here. And then see that right ankle is forward to the right knee. Now this time, just stay low, bring your hips down low, pressing your palms, keep the right foot flat and keep that right thigh squeezing in toward your side. Up and down here with the inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift up again. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press your hips high. And exhale, sink down one more time, stay low. Keep the right thigh squeezed in and you can stay here. Now you can drop the left knee if you need to, but keep it lifted if you can. If you want to take it deeper, maybe bring your forearms down to the floor, right thigh still squeezing into your side. And if you want to take it deeper still, you can walk your hands forward, maybe come up onto the fingertips. Try to sink down lower and suspend yourself between the fingertips and the toes of your left foot, with the right thigh still squeezing into your side. Just keep in mind, those are all just variations. Play around. All right, now from here, slowly bring yourself back up onto your hands inside that right foot. And then let's take this into low lunge. So bring the right foot between your hands. And from low lunge, we'll take it into warrior one. So with an inhale, drop your left heel, bring your hands to your hips, and bring your torso all the way to upright. Now give yourself a moment to set this up. Deep end of the right knee, left leg straight. Both feet flat, left foot points to the side 45 degrees or so. But pull the right hip back, the left hip forward, keep your spine tall, keep your hips sinking low. And just adjust this so you can square your hips. You can make the stance shorter, you can make it wider. Now with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring your hands to your low back. Interlace your fingers, pull the palms together, draw your shoulders back and keep your chest open. Now we're going to bring this forward, and this isn't humble warrior here. I want you to be able to stretch the back of the right thigh. So take an inhale. Now with the exhale, hinge from the hips, belly to your right thigh, gaze forward, keep your shoulders pulled back. And hold on to this here. Now pull the right hip back and left hip forward. And then if you want to take it deeper, belly still touching your thigh, start to straighten the right leg. You don't have to go all the way, but look for that stretch on the back of the right thigh. Keep pulling your left hip forward and just breathe into this here. If you want to take it deeper, maybe press your knuckles toward the ceiling and find the shoulder stretch as well. Now slowly, with an inhale, bring yourself all the way upright, back to your warrior one. And then release your grip. Now arms out wide. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, move into an eagle bind. It's going to be left arm under, right arm over. Cross the elbows, palms to touch thumbs with your face. Now if it's not going to work to get your hands together, just reach to opposite shoulders. Do what works. But keep the arms squeezing. Now left hip forward, right hip back. Keep the hips where they are. And with an inhale, lift your elbows, gaze up high, start to open your chest. With the exhale, curl this in, elbows to your belly, round your spine. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift your gaze. Exhale, round this back in again. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. And then with the exhale, round back in one more time. Inhale, lift your elbows, gaze up high, and hold here. Keep the arms squeezing, shoulder blades pressing toward your mid-back. Left hip still pulling forward, right hip still pulling back at the same time. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just slowly bring the elbows down, look forward. And then we're going to take this into an eagle pose. So go ahead and put the weight to the right foot, lift your left heel. When you're ready, come to standing with your left knee high. Ooh, and as many steps as you need to. Bring that left leg over the right. Now cross your legs together tight, sink your hips down. Shoulders back, elbows up. Keep the arms and legs squeezing and just breathe here. Now with the next inhale, straighten your right leg, lift your left knee. And then with the exhale, hands to your hips, you're going to stay balanced here. And we're going to take this to revolved half moon. Now I want you to take this slow. Right hand stays in the right hip, but put a bend in the right knee. Left hand reaches forward past your left knee. Now just look down the length of your left arm. Go slow, hinge on the right hip. Bring that left hand all the way down to the floor. Now once that hand's down, extend your left leg straight back. Lift the right shoulder, open up your chest to the right side and find the twist. You can keep the right knee bent if you need to, but straighten that leg as best you can. And then if you want to go further, right arm high. If you want to bind it, bend your left knee, reach with your right hand, find the left foot. If you have that foot kick into the hand, and let that shoulder get pulled back. When you're ready, take an inhale. With the exhale, just release this. Both hands down, both feet down, forward, fold. With an inhale, lift this up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands down, take into crow, palms down, grip the floor with your fingers, lift your heels. And bring the knees to touch your arms, look forward, lean forward, go slow. If you're going to balance it, lift your feet up together, big toes to touch, heels to your seat. And then if you want that flying lizard, then wrap the right leg around the right arm, right foot between your hands from the front, left knee touches your left arm from behind. Lift your right foot first, squeeze that on. Lean forward to lift your left foot. And if you want to go further, maybe extend your left leg, but keep your elbows pulled in towards center. Take your Vinyasa when you're ready. When you find out your down dog, take a moment, paddle out. Let's even things out on the other side. With your next inhale, raise your left leg high. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale forward, knee to left elbow. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale forward, knee to right elbow. Hold here, stay twisted. And then stay forward, but bring that left knee over to your left. And then back through center to the right. Over to your left side again. And then back to the right. One more time to the left side. And then back toward the right elbow. And then drop the right heel down, lift your right hand, open up to your right side. Extend your left leg and set the foot. With an inhale, press your hips up high, reach the right arm, stay lifted here. Keep your glutes squeezing, keep breathing. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, sink this back down. Pull the right elbow and draw your left knee in. Turn back to center. Right hand down, left foot steps forward outside your left hand. One more time with that lizard lunge. Left foot flat. See if the ankles pass the knee at least a little bit. And then press in your hands, sink your hips down, pull your chest forward. Now press in your palms, keep that left thigh squeezing in toward your side. Up and down. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hips up high. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift one more time. Exhale, lower, stay low here. Now keep your hips pulling forward, keep your chest open, maybe stay like this. Try to keep the right knee lifted. You can set it if you need to rest. Now if you want to go deeper, you can bring your forearms down to the floor. And if you want to go deeper still, maybe reach your hands forward and stay on your fingertips. Wherever you take this to, keep that left thigh pulling in toward your side. And keep breathing. All right, now from wherever you are, come back up onto your hands inside that left foot. And then bring the left foot between your hands, find low lunge. Now from your low lunge to warrior one, with an inhale, drop the right heel, hands to your hips, bring your torso all the way to upright. And give yourself a moment to set this up. Deep bend the left knee, right leg straight, both feet flat. Right foot points aside 45 degrees or so. Pull the right hip forward, left hip back. Be sure your hips are squared forward. And then reach the arms up high. Now take an inhale. With the exhale, bring your hands to your low back. Find that interlace again. Find the interlace that feels strange, actually, opposite what you just had. Palms together, pull your shoulders back. Keep your chest nice and open. Right hip forward, left hip back still. And then we're going to take that stretch on the back of the left leg, so take an inhale. Now with the exhale, hinge from the hips, lead with your chest, keep looking forward, belly to your left thigh. Now keep that contact. And if you can take it further, maybe straighten your left leg with your belly still touching your thigh. Take that to where you can. Right hip pulls forward. Maybe press your knuckles toward the ceiling. Try to keep that extension in your spine as you feel that stretch on the back of the left leg. With your next inhale, bring yourself all the way upright. And then release your arms, reach out wide. Let's take this into the eagle bind. We right arm under, left arm over, cross the elbows, palms to touch thumbs toward your face. And if you need to, just reach to opposite shoulders and do what works. Keep your arms squeezing. When you're ready, with an inhale, lift the elbows, gaze up high. Exhale, round back in, pull the elbows toward your belly. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Exhale, pull back in and round. Inhale, lift your elbows, gaze up high. And then with the exhale, round this back in one more time. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Hold here. Pull the right hip forward, left hip back. Keep your arms squeezing, keep breathing. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just look forward and bring your elbows down. Now when you're ready, bring the weight forward to the left foot, lift your right heel. And then come forward with your right knee high. Let's take this into eagle. When you're ready, take the bind. Right leg crosses over left. Squeeze your legs tight. Sink your hips down. You can always touch that right foot to the floor. Shoulders back, elbows up. Breathe with this as you're balancing. Now with your next inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the right knee. With the exhale, just bring your hands to your hips. You're still balancing here. And we take it slow to that revolved half moon. So bend on your left knee, keep the left hand on your hip. Right arm reaches forward past the right knee. Now hinge from the left hip, look down the length of the right arm, and bring that right hand all the way down to the floor. Now extend the right leg straight back, lift your left shoulder, open your chest to the side, find the twist. Maybe stay low, you can keep the left knee bent if you like. If you can take it further, straighten your left leg, maybe reach your left arm high. If you want to bind it, you can bend the right knee, reach with your left hand. And if you find that grip, kick into your hand, let this pull your shoulder back and keep breathing here. And then take an inhale. With the exhale, release this. Both hands down, both feet down, forward fold. From your fold, take an inhale, lift up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands, take it to crow. Palms down, grip the floor, lift your heels. Bring the knees up to touch your arms. Look forward, lean forward, go slow. And then to balance, shift forward so your feet lift. Big toes to touch, heels to your seat. Take that to where you can. Now if you want flying lizard, one more time. It's going to be left leg around your left arm, left foot between your hands from the front. Right knee to the right arm from behind. Lift your left foot first, squeeze that arm. Lean forward to lift the right foot. And if you're going to take it further, you can extend that right leg back, but be sure that elbow stays pulled into your side. Take it through one more vinyasa when you're ready. Once you find your down dog, give yourself a moment, paddle out and breathe. When you're ready, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, bend both knees, come down to all fours. And we're going to take this into camel. So just stay on your knees. And you can flatten your feet behind you. And this is the way I always do the pose. You can tuck your toes if you prefer. But bring yourself up, right? Everything to vertical from the knees on up. Hands to your hips. Now squeeze your glutes. Press your hips forward. Keep the hips pressed forward. And there's a bunch of positions for the hands. You can set them like they're in back pockets. You can bring them to the hamstrings. You can bring them to your low back. You can even just take a bind behind. But whatever you bring the hands, see if the elbows are pulling toward each other and keep your shoulders drawn back. Now the hips stay forward. When you're ready, just walk your gaze up the front wall and then find the point of the ceiling directly above you. Check in here for a moment. Hips are forward, glutes engaged, press into your feet. Release the shoulders to the floor. This is plenty. Now if you want to take it further, there's a bunch of ways to deepen. You can walk your ways along the ceiling, look toward the back wall. And then if you want to just release your hands to your heels, keep your glutes engaged with the hips pressed forward. If you want to make this harder, you can just reach the arms straight back, but with the hips still pressed forward. Just take it to where you like and breathe here. Keep the front of the body long. And then slowly from wherever you are, pull this back in. Walk your gaze along the ceiling. And then down the front wall and come down to sitting on your heels. And once you're down, just give yourself a moment here to breathe. Now, if you're seeing spots, just stay here for a moment and let the blood come back to your head. But whenever you're ready, bring your legs out from underneath you and come to a seat. Now go ahead, fold your knees side to side, just twist and loosen up a little bit. And then we're going to take this toward 8 angles. So it's going to be a bit more work into the hamstrings and then the hips. And at any point you can stop, keep in mind. You don't have to get all the way to the pose. So the larger point is just getting to the hips and hamstrings. So work this as best you can. So to start, left leg forward, right knee bent. And then take hold of your right leg. Now use both hands. Pull that thigh into the side of your ribs, squeeze in, just move side to side for a moment. And then from here, set your right foot down with about 1 foot space between the right foot and the left leg. Now the left hand sets behind you. Inhale your right arm up high. And then with the exhale, reach your right arm forward and fold forward inside the right leg. Now press the right arm into the right leg. You can bring the right hand to the floor to brace this. And keep your chest pulling forward. Try to bring your low back forward. You can bend the left knee if you need to, but just breathe and keep the right thigh squeezing in. Now if you want to take it deeper, if you're open enough, you can reach that right arm around the right leg. Maybe reach the left hand back to find the grip. But just breathe into this. Now take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release from wherever you are. Sit this upright. Now once you come up, we're going to cradle the legs. So wrap your right arm around the right knee. And then with your left hand, take hold of the outside edge of the right foot. Now curl the toes of the right foot, keep them curled. Bring that shin toward parallel with the floor. Sit this upright and tall as much as you can. And then just move side to side. Now this is basically an upright seated pigeon. You can just stay with this. And if you can bring the foot in closer, you might be able to wrap your left arm around the right leg. And you're welcome to just stay here. Now if you want to take this further, we're going to move this into compass, but take it in stages. So left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Right arm comes inside the right leg. Now use both hands. Work that leg up your arm. And ideally, you're trying to get the knee behind the shoulder. Just get as high as you can. Now press the right arm into the right leg. Right hand to the floor at your side to brace this. And this can be plenty. If you already feel a deep enough stretch, stay with this. Now if you want to go further, take it slow. Start to extend the right leg. Don't force it. You don't want to crank this into the hamstrings, keep in mind. And the more you straighten the leg, the more you bring your gaze to the left side. Just work this as best you can. And then slowly, if you extended that right leg at all, put the bend in the back knee, back into the knee, I should say, and try to keep that knee high relative to the right shoulder. Now, if it's slid down, work it back up. And this is where we take it toward the arm balance. So the right leg stays hooked. Right arm presses into your right leg. Lean forward and press into your right hand to brace this. Now, the left hand comes down outside your left thigh. Keep a little bit of a fold. Now, while you're facing down, press into your palms. Lift your butt up off the floor, and then hook the right foot under your left leg, and this is elephant trunk. And this is sort of the preliminary here, but you can just balance with this. This is good enough. Now, if you want to take it further to 8 angle, both ankles together, inner thighs around the right upper arm, squeeze in. And then the shoulders move forward, the elbows bend back, and the legs go right. Keep that tension in the inner thighs. Everybody forgets about that. Then when you're ready, just go ahead and sit yourself down. And we'll take this to the other side. All right, so from here, right leg straight, left knee bent. Now take hold of your left leg with both arms and then squeeze that left leg into the side of your ribs. All right, keep the leg folded. Set the foot down so there's about 1 foot space between the left foot and the right thigh. Right hand sets behind. Inhale your left arm high. And with the exhale, reach forward inside the left leg. And then press that left arm into your left leg, bring the hand to the floor, and use this to brace the fold. Keep the left thigh squeezing in. You can bend the right knee if you need to. Try to press your low back forward. And if you want to bind it, you can wrap the left arm around your left leg. Maybe reach back with the right hand and find that full grip. And just take things to where you can here. Now take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your grip and bring yourself upright. Now keep the left knee bent. Wrap the left arm around your left knee. Right hand to the outside edge of your left foot. And then sit this upright and we'll cradle the leg here. So just bring that shin toward parallel with the floor. Sit this up tall. And just move side to side. Keep the toes of the left foot curled. Keep the foot tense. Now, if you can take it deeper, you can wrap the right arm around your left foot. And again, this is basically an upright seated pigeon. If this is enough for you, you can always stay here. Now, if you want to take it toward camel, just go slow. Right hand to the outside of the left foot. Left arm inside your left leg. Work that left leg up your arm. And again, ideally, you get the knee behind the shoulder. Just get as close as you can. Now, once you're ready, left arm presses in the left leg. Left hand to the floor. Just lean into this. And if this is already enough of a stretch, stay here. Now, if you want to take it further, just slowly extend your left leg. Don't force it. And the more you extend, the more you bring your gaze to the right. All right, and then slowly from here, if that left leg's extended at all, bend the knee. And try to keep that leg up high. Now, if it's slid down, use both hands, work it up so that the knee gets close to the shoulder at least. Left arm presses into your left leg, lean forward to your left hand to brace this and keep the leg hooked. Now stay folded, right hand about halfway down the right thigh. Push into the floor, lift your butt up off the mat. And then see about hooking that left foot underneath your right leg. And again, this is elephant trunk and you can stay with this. Now, if you want to go to 8 angle, ankles together. Inner thighs squeeze around the left upper arm. Don't lose that. Keep the tension in the inner thighs. Shoulders forward, elbows to the side. And you're hovering this just above the floor. This is basically chaturanga, arms, keep in mind. When you're ready, go ahead and sit it back down. And just shake out your legs for a moment. And then take this all the way down onto your back. Now, once you're down, pull your knees into your chest and squeeze everything in tight. And then let's take this into happy baby. When you're ready, reach between the knees. Take hold of the outside edges of your feet. Now stack the ankles above your knees, pull down on both sides. And try to press the knees to the floor outside your ribs. Press your feet back up into your hands at the same time. Keep the tension working both up and down. Flatten your spine, stick your tailbone down low to the floor. And if you want to take this further, you can rock a little bit side to side. Further still, you can extend your legs out against your grip. And then finally, from wherever you are, take a deep inhale here. Draw it down as much as you can. And then with the exhale, just release. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open up your palms toward the ceiling. And just let your eyes close here and let your body sink down into the mat. When you're ready, start to move again here bit by bit, fingers and toes, arms and legs. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms out long past your head. And then pull things back in, bring your elbows toward your chest. And draw your knees up as well. And then just take your time. Find your way up to a comfortable seat. And just ground yourself into the mat, stack your spine. Bring your hands up the heart center. Now take a deep inhale here, hold on to at the top. And then just let everything go. I thank you for doing it, class. Namaste.